Yeah, not the other way around. I had Windows, and after that I put Linux.
Because I have dual boot on my laptop and I always install Ubuntu. It's the easiest distribute. What do they call that distribution?
Distro.
I have a distro. Yeah, thank you. And it's the easiest one. I've never tried anything harder.
Yeah, I am also. I was also trying to install Ubuntu. Yeah, but the problem actually isn't in installing Ubuntu, but was to convert in my my hard drive from, I don't know what is that names, but that
So
was the
partition.
problem.
Is it partitioning?
Yeah, partitioning. Yeah, that was actually messed up with my laptop.
Yeah, I did that with my Windows to my HP laptop. I think we should probably start. Then she will join us. Probably the other team will start. All right, go for.
Okay. So today I'll be running the demos, and usually I would ask which team wants to start, but for now the available team is Jimena and Debbie. So please start if you want.
Okay.
And first, we'd like to see the demo, and then we can see the code.
Okay. We divided the demo into parts. So I'll start. Maybe we'll start with my part, and then Debbie can go ahead and do her part. So I'm going to share my screen. You have to give me access to share my screen.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Okay, we can try now.
Alrighty. So I have some notes here. So part of this week's issues acceptance criteria was to generate a new token for the users who do not already have one and save the new token to the local storage so that the users can create a new list. So I'm going to move all of you to the left. If you see here, if I click this button, a new token is generated and saved to the local storage. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you our code. So we first created a home component and added a dependency here to generate a new token. Then we created a button here that on click calls the create token function. In this function, we created with the newly added dependency a new token and assign it to the constant new token. Then what we did was to check if there was already in the local storage a value in the key token. If such a value didn't exist, we went ahead and created a key with a name token and give it the value new token that we created in the constant. So then what we did, this is important for the second part of the acceptance criteria. We went to the app.js component and use the use state hook, which is over here, to set the variable token. And we pass it to the components home and Nav Bar. And this is important for the second part, which Debbie is going to explain now. So what I explained, created a new token and save it to the local storage. And this is my part.
Thank you, Jimena.
You're welcome.
Sorry, Debbie, you're muted. We couldn't hear anything.
There we go. You can hear me now, right? I collapsed you and then I couldn't find the unmute button. Right. So this criteria was to, once the token has been created and saved, the user is then redirected to the list view. So once we create the token, we're then created to the list view. Now, if we don't have a token, if we're in list or add items, we should automatically be taken back to the home page, which is all the way down here. And then there's no nav bar. So to do that, in the home page, we have this navigate to list. So once it's checked that there is no token, it's created a token, it navigates to list. And it also does it here as well, it navigates to list. And in list view and in add item view, if there is no token, it navigates to the home page. So to remove the nav bar, we did the set token use state, which is what Hermina said, and passed through the set token to the token to the nav bar. And in the nav bar, got the token there. So if there is no token, don't return a nav bar. And if there is one, it returns the nav. That's it.
Okay, so great job. And I don't have anything to say about the code because it's very, simple, clean, and it does what it's supposed to do without many. So it's a very good code. It's not complicated or weird. So great job. The functionality is great, and everything's going to be ready for the next issues. And I see that Toby joined.
I have a little observation about the team. Okay, so was it Imena? Could you share your screen? I think I saw that the items were being displayed on the homepage. Is that the homepage where you have welcome to the shopping list underneath? No, not here. There was, and I think it's the homepage actually. Okay, you're muted.
There. I couldn't unmute myself. I'm going to share the screen again. So tell me again, what is that you want to see?
The homepage.
The homepage, okay. Let me see if I erase that.
Okay, you have the list of items on the homepage.
Yeah.
And add list.
Yeah,
Create
can I?
new.
That is because in their branch, it's like because of the first issue, I believe it's the first issue what Toby and DB worked on. The items were in the app.js. So
Yeah.
that is actually not in the home page, but it's in the app.js, in the app component. So it's always there.
Yeah.
In our issue, I moved that. Reading from or fetching from the Fire store. I move it from the app.js. I move it to the list view, but that wasn't
okay.
done. Yeah, that wasn't done by the time they created the new branch. So
okay.
Yeah. All right. All
so
right.
it doesn't have anything to do with their issue, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Because the homepage at this point, when they don't have a token, they're not supposed to see any list item at all.
Yeah.
Well,
We were
since you're-
talking about this with Debbie when we started, and we say, well, then we should, like all together, the four of us, make some arrangements for the structure. And but then the week sometimes runs differently, and we didn't do that. But yeah, Reda is right. Yeah, this comes from the previous week, and yeah. So is there something that we can do, or how should we proceed with this?
Since their own issue, I think their own PR takes care of it. And I think you guys didn't get to merge in your PR, right?
Yeah, we
Rita?
did. We did.
Rita, and Toby. Because if they merged their own branch, we shouldn't be seeing it since their own branch took care of it, right?
We didn't do that in the main branch, but it's just in our branch.
Okay, and you didn't get to merge in your branch to the main branch.
No, we didn't merge it yet.
Okay. So by the
Yeah,
time
we
you do
didn't
that,
merge it.
everything will work well.
Yeah, it will work
Alright.
well. Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
Maybe if I don't know if someone maybe can share screen, maybe and pull our branch, maybe I can walk you through and like explain what I did. If not, if it's okay to be like this without a demo, then it's okay. I'm sorry for not having my laptop.
It's okay.
Toby, maybe you can share your screen and show us a demo.
Mhm.
If not, I can share my screen. I'll write her a message. And in the meanwhile, I'll just pull the branch to be ready. Okay, just let me remember the name of the branch.
Okay, good check. The PR is no longer open though. Oh, that person.
Okay, so I'm ready to share the screen.
I pasted the branch in the chat. Have you seen it?
Thank you. I found it. I just went to our page and found it. Thank you. Okay, so here when I go to localhost, it shows me this. It shows me list on one side, then add an item on the other side. And as you said, Reda, we can't see the items right now.
Yeah,
so
you can see the items, but if you go to, sorry to interrupt, go ahead.
no, Red, I was about to say that. Tell me what to do. I'm just here to,
Oh,
you know.
okay. Okay. So now if you go to add an item, there you will have the ability to add an item. You can choose, you can type the name and then type any name for an item and choose how soon they will buy it. From the radio buttons, then press add an item.
And
okay, now if you go to the list view, you will find there all the items. But I am wondering why we have actually the other items shouldn't be there. The items that doesn't have token.
why? Because
but
I thought that you, when I was checking it, I thought that you have just because you had a single token and you had the same list for everybody. So if I go,
but there is some items in the Firestore that I let them there in purpose, just that they don't have token and they won't be shown in the list view. but I am not sure now which ones they have and which ones they don't. So
Because I didn't have access to Firestore because I gave the wrong email to Stacy and then I forgot about it. I just to check the tokens, I console logged the data that gets returned.
Mhm.
So and that was so I could check the days also when I wanted to. So for here, for example, I checked kind of soon. I selected this and I saw, okay, it's 14 days.
yeah,
But I mean, what
does
you're saying. Yeah,
Some
sorry.
of them
they all
has,
have token?
yeah, they
Okay.
all have token, and the token is
Okay.
also Reda and Toby. So I think it
Yes.
actually works.
Okay, okay, then it's actually working.
Because I remember you. Yes, so, please, yes.
I wanted to say that I added some items that are in Spanish to differentiate them, and they are there. My token wasn't Red and Toby.
Yeah, they shouldn't be there. That's the point. And I don't know why, because I tried that in my local environment and it was working. I don't know why now it's not working. It's weird.
Golfo, could you change the token a little bit and then try to add item with the new token? So I'll see if it will fetch only that token, because I can see Red and Toby in the data
Okay,
return.
let me search. Okay, so I'll set another token. Go for. And I'll try to add an item. And by the way, for some reason, yes, this also happened before that I tried to click on the links and for some reason the cursor isn't becoming a hand, it's a pointer, but I'm not sure why this happened. I just refreshed.
That is actually the error what we were getting, me and Hemina.
Mhm.
What we talked about. That is the error what we were talking about. And we still, even we deleted all and did all again, it didn't solve. I don't know if at Hemina it's solved or not yet.
No, it's the same for me. It's still there, the error.
Is this you're using the router component? What is this? Which component are you using for these?
For which one?
So this the list and the add item. Which component are you using for these ones?
It's not actually, I guess it's not about them. I mean, are you talking now about the error? Because you don't get any pointer, I guess.
Yes.
It's not about router or anything. It's the whole page is blocked. It's not
Yeah,
just
it
the
was
link.
something with the dependencies.
Everything is blocked. Yeah. You will get an error actually if you changed something now in the in your code and back you will get an error on the console.
Yes, the process thing.
Yeah.
I think I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check it. It's a good opportunity to check it. Let me change the token again. Okay, process not defined. I think you had this also in the beginning, and so maybe this is a problem with hot
Yeah.
reload. I mean this. Okay, so it's not a problem of the code. That's what I understand. It's just a problem with somehow the project, the way it's built. As you said, maybe some dependencies or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll keep a note
So
of
in
this.
production, all will work.
Yeah.
In production, all will work fine.
Okay, no problem.
But on the like, you need to refresh every time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a bit annoying, but it doesn't, block us, so it's not very terrible.
Yeah.
And I think, let me add an item again, item with Go42 token. I don't think I could see it. I mean, I don't see it here.
If you can't see it, that is actually, that means it's working because in the because in the check, if you went to the code and I have a check statement, I mean if statement that will actually, I mean for not if, but for the query, it's querying for Reda and Toby token.
Mhm.
So that means if you change the token in the add item, if you change the token there, you won't be able to see it here.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I can't really explain really good because I am, I don't know, it's different from the last time I left it. So
Mhm.
Okay,
I don't know.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but are you hard coding the token they are looking for?
Yeah, for
So-
fail train, for querying the data, I am hard coding the token to be Reda and Toby.
So when
Because,
you
sorry, yes, Tamaka.
when you hard code the token, and then so many users start using our platform, so we won't know which token to hard code in order to fetch the data. That's why it would have been safer to probably save the Reda and Toby to local storage, so that because Yimena and Debbie's issue is saving the token to local storage. So you can now write a function that retrieves that token from local storage and then uses it to sort data. You don't need to know what the token is. So you can manually save it to local storage. My token equal to Reda and Toby in application.
Oh,
This
I understand.
application tab. Yeah. So that when you fetch that token, whatever it is, you don't know, because so many users will start using our platform and they will have so many other tokens. So when you had coded, you won't know which one to. Do you get?
Yeah. I was thinking that after like we merge all, I will have the local storage and then I will use it. But that your approach
Yeah.
is better actually. Okay.
It's okay. They are still the same thing. So when you get
Yeah,
the chance,
I will.
and yeah, when you get to merge your code, you can just like take out the hard code and then use, since Yimena and David's code are already in the main, it will be easy for you to like just swap
I
things.
can use,
and it will work.
yeah, I can use it actually. I can like just grab the local the token from the local storage and check if that is the, and query with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Shamaka.
Thank you very much, Shamaka.
Once I fix my laptop, I will work on that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so now I'm not sure, Red, if you can see the code very well, or I mean, I can try to make my screen, I can try to increase the size of the, how to
I don't think are you sharing your code? We are only seeing the browser.
Yes, I have to share the VS Code, you're right, okay, I stop sharing. And now I will share the, Toby, maybe you would like to share.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay, also that would be even better. Sorry, Toby, if you are saying something, we can't hear you.
It's 6 o'clock.
Sorry, Toby, we still can't hear you. Can everybody else hear her? Oh.
No, we still can't. I can't hear her. I
No.
don't know about others.
Me neither.
I think I heard her before. I understand that she is muting and unmuting and trying to fix the issue with the sound. I don't know, Toby, maybe if you exited Zoom and entered again. I don't know how to put music in Zoom. There's a way to put music because I would make some nice waiting music now. By the way, since we are waiting, so what did you learn this week? I'm very curious. What did you learn? How you overcame problems? So let's say you didn't know something. How did you learn about it?
For me, I was just reading articles. That helped, and also I asked you for actually all the mentors for the merging problem I did, and it was a nice week. If only it didn't end up with my laptop not working.
You'll fix it, I'm sure. Hi, Toby.
I guess she will need some time to connect.
Mhm. And how did this week feel compared to the last week? So more difficult, more easy?
Easier in a sense. I thought the issue was going to be more difficult, but it was easier. But in terms of teamwork, it was like the same. I had a great experience with Reda and with Debbie as well. Like we clicked right away, and yeah, everything was smooth and easy. I like it a lot.
I guess the same. Wasn't really hard, but we like the both issues were kind of related, so it was a bit unclear at first. But after we had like office hours with the Shamaka, all clicks.
Reda, if Golfer showed you your code, could you be able to walk us through it? I think Toby is really having problems with her audio because she was asking in the chat if we could hear her.
Okay, and yeah, now I
Oh.
saw that she's saying that she's trying to reconnect.
Yeah.
Yep, I can share my screen.
Yeah, sure. I guess I can explain. I don't know. Let's try.
Okay, so can you see it, Reda? Or should I make it
yes,
a bit
I can see.
bigger? Okay, cool.
I can actually zoom in my phone. Like I can zoom, so it's a cool feature from Zoom.
Okay.
So you don't need actually to do anything. You can left it just as it is. Okay, here we have like we have a form. I just added a new component that that will be just a form, and we have two states: time frame and new item. New item is for the input, for the text input, like where you will write the item name as its name indicates, and the time frame is for radio buttons, and from it you can check whether when you will buy it again, soon, kind of soon, or not soon. I give it there the 7 as I give it like use state like the initial state to be 7, and that like to give it to be checked at soon at first. I didn't note that in the when I was doing the demo for production, but I just forget about it. And for the form, can you go down for the form? Sorry. For the radio
Here?
buttons, I just wanna like, yeah. Here for the radio buttons, I wrap them in a field set
Mhm.
and give them all the name of time frame to indicate that they are all the same group. And each one of the inputs, they have a value.
Mhm.
For soon, it has 7. For kind of soon, 14, and so on. And the radio button, they accept the checked attributes, and that is a Boolean, like it can be true or false.
Mhm.
So to check if a radio button is checked or no, we are checking that the time frame, the state, is equal to its value. So at first we will have soon checked because I have 7, and 7 equal the value of that radio button. I hope it's clear. And for every radio button, we have the on change. We have the on change listener, and
So,
every time we are changing, we have a handle select.
Hmm.
And that handle select, basically what it's doing is just setting the time frame to the selected radio button value.
Mhm.
So if we selected 14, if we selected kind of soon, it will set the time frame to that value, to its value, which is 14. I was trying to give the values to be like integer and not strings.
Mhm.
Me and Toby were trying to do that, but unfortunately we had error and we couldn't really do that. For the values, if you notice there, I'm giving strings, like 7 as string and all string, but that somehow mess up with the radio button, and we weren't able to find a solution. So actually what we did is the parse int in when we send it to Firebase, we did a parse int function, and that will convert it to integer.
Mhm.
Because in the acceptance criteria, they should be sent as integer.
Mhm.
And for the add item, it's from the previous, the add item function. It's whenever we click add a new item.
Here.
Yeah. Whenever we click add a new item, it will fire the handle submit. And then it just used the add item function that Toby created in the previous issue. And
Mhm.
all what's doing is adding that item to the, all what
Sorry,
it's doing is adding
please,
that item to the Firebase. Sure.
sorry, Reda, please continue. I have to open the door.
Yeah, sure.
So you were saying that this add item was like an extension of what Toby did last. last week, right?
Not actually extensions, it's the same. I just grab it. It was in the app.js. I just grab it and like put it in this.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will keep going
Okay,
when.
I'm back.
Okay, welcome back, Cole.
Okay, just
So yeah.
No, do you want me to move the screen or something?
No, it's fine. For add item, as I was explaining to Himina, it's from the previous issue. The only difference is now it's accept for arguments. It accepts the new item. I use the same names and it may be confusing. I don't know. I just prefer work like that, but I don't know for others how it will be. Anyway, is it accepts the time, the new item. It accepts also the time frame and last persist and the token.
It's not
So-
confusing. I can see it clearly.
Okay, great. So it's just accepting that for arguments and send an object to Firestore. That's all. It's actually from the previous, it's just the item what we will, it's from the previous issue. It's just what we are adding is different. That's all. And that's it for this component. The other thing what Shamaka talks about is that we moved the app, we moved the on snapshot listener. Can you go to the list component?
Okay. And where is this? Okay,
Yeah, it's
snapshot.
there.
Mhm.
The use effect. That use effect, it was actually in the app.js. It's also from the previous. It's also from the previous issue. And I just grab it and put it in the list view, in the list component. So we will have items not in the home page, but on the list component. Another thing we add for this is the query parameter. And that's just like, it's comparing the token. It's just like checking if the token is equal to Reda and Toby. And that's, I hard coded that, but actually it should be grabbed from the local storage as Shamaka said. So this on snapshot, we give it the query parameter as first argument. And that's how it's grabbing only the items that have the token Reda and Toby. Also, one thing was missing from the previous issue is the clear up function. And that was in the documentation of Firebase, and we just added that because like on snapshot always returns unsubscribe function. And we are just using that in the return of the use effects return. Use effects always have you can always use return, and that whatever the function what is like after return, it will run when the component unmount. So whenever the component is unmounting, we stop listening to this, we unsubscribe from this listener, and we are not listener to. So for example, if we are in the home component or the add item component, we won't be listening to this anyway, we won't be listening to this query. I hope it makes sense.
And now it
And-
makes sense. Yeah.
And that's all for now.
Okay, thank you. So you also did, sorry, by the way, my mouse is a bit broken, so that's why it scrolls weirdly. And thank you very much for the presentation. You also did a great job. And I'm but it will be amazing when you merge and both of the stories are merged together, and it looks even cooler. And yep, so great job to all four of you, and keep up the good work for the next week. And
Thank you.
about the merge, do you see it happening today or maybe tomorrow?
Actually, I really don't know. I don't know if Toby can merge it, but for me, I can't promise anything because I really don't know if I will be able to fix my laptop today or no.
Because if none of you can do it, we can, after our weekly, I can stay and we can do this again. So I can, open my screen and you tell me what to do.
Okay. Actually,
you want,
Toby
you
said
and
that
Toby.
Toby said that she's working on that right now,
Oh, okay.
but I am open to other suggestions as well.
Yep, let's talk after the weekly to see what we can do to try and merge it today. Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
thank you very much for the presentation.
All right, it's time for our ritual. Okay, so I've pasted the link to our ritual board, but quickly before then, I just want to tell us a little bit about retrospectives. It's a normal phenomenon in tech companies. Like, it's part of the agile methodologies where teams come together to talk about what went well the past sprint, what they would like to improve on, and then celebrate their successes and talk about what did not go so well. So it's just a way of like looking inwards and assessing how they did everything and how they could do it better, just for the betterment of the team. So we are going to take, so you guys should know that Collab Lab is the safest place to talk about anything. Like, if there's anything I know about Collab Lab, we don't judge. We don't judge. Like, we are very much aware that this program is, of course, it's for beginners. So we are very much aware that some people might not know like others, and that is so fine. That is very fine. So feel free to feel it. It's for the good of our team and then for the project we are building. And believe me, it's going to help you when you start your tech jobs. I know, because it's helping me. Everything I did at Collab Lab. So it will really be a nice experience. So you click on the link. We've already created columns. Yeah, we've already created columns. So the first one is kudos. Everything, like, what is this kudos again? Go for use kudos. Okay, appreciation and shout outs. Okay, so the first column is appreciation and shout out, kudos. The second one is what went well. The third one is what we could have done better, and then the action points. So we are going to take 10 minutes, or 7 to 10 minutes, to quickly fill those columns, and then we'll come back and read them out. All right.
Okay, right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't add anything yet. My phone acting crazy, like Zoom kicking me out. Just sorry.
It's okay. You can actually say it. Like you can say it out. Or if you can write it down with a pen, then when it gets to your turn, you can say it out. If you can't write it on GitHub, any way works. You can just say it out.
Yeah, sure.
Then, yeah. All right. Does anyone need more time?
No, I just have a question. We can add something to it later? Or when it's saved,
I
it's
think so.
okay.
So there's an edit button. You can
Okay,
you can edit what you already wrote.
great. I'll add some stuff later.
All right. All right, so we'll read them out from here. We'll take this column and then we'll take this other column. All right, I think this is Yemena, right? Yeah, you can go.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say your shout outs.
So I read mine.
Mhm.
Okay, kudos to the mentors. Their help is invaluable.
All right, thank you. Toby, you can go. Hi, Toby. Um, hello, Toby.
Maybe she still have problem with the mic. I don't know.
You right? Okay, I can read out your own actually. So you can just write them out and then I'll read for you. This is my microphone. Don't worry. Let me just read out yours. Okay, so Toby says, I love the teamwork and how kind and welcoming everyone is. Kudos, everyone. Thank you. All right, Debbie.
Kudos to Hermina for working hard on our issue and being so welcoming and supportive, especially this is my kind of first week pair programming. Everyone has done great this week and lots more chat in the thread, which is lovely to see.
Yimena?
Yeah. Kudos to all of us for collaborating and offering help and suggestions when things were difficult.
Okay, Elit.
Items were resolved on time despite difficult items.
All right, go for.
Okay, so kudos to every single one of you. You're all amazing, and we had a great start to the cohort. Thanks to my fellow mentors for setting up our schedule, even though we had a minor setback with duplication of the schedule. And congrats to the Collabs for their great teamwork and curiosity to learn. You've learned many new things, and you're not afraid of challenges.
Thank you so much. And for me, super shout out to the whole team. We've been really working hard. I know the first weeks are always like we are trying to blend in and get started and set a lot of things in place. And we did really well with them. And even the collabs that just joined us, they've been really collaborating and everything is working fine. So shout out to everybody. All right, Frida. Hi, Reda.
Yeah.
Do you want to take your shout outs?
Shout outs for everyone. I didn't write anything but shout outs for everyone. for the hard work, and I really appreciate the noise in the Slack this week, especially this week. It was much alive, and thanks for everyone.
So for what went well, of course, the ACs were met. Everything we set out to achieve, we achieved all of them. Even though we had little setbacks, we were also able to come together and do what had to be done. And then everything is working fine at the end of the day. So yeah, that went through. All right, Debbie.
District communication was great.
Jimena?
And I have some typos and additional words there. The timing went well this week, considering some struggles.
All right, go for.
Teamwork and communication between collabs, between the collabs, between mentors, and between collabs and mentors. Collabs reached for help in time and didn't let themselves get stuck. Broken things were fixed in time and didn't bring down morale. So I like how enthusiastic you were these first 2 weeks. Like, okay, some setbacks happened and all that, but it didn't kill your enthusiasm. And we mentors had some emergencies that messed up our schedule a bit, but we could rely on each other to take things forward.
Yep. All right. Well, we could have done better. Toby, okay, let me read that out. So last week, communication from my part was poor. A couple of factors contributed to that. However, I'll do much better this week. Thank you so much, Toby. All right, Debbie.
For me, it's checking and clarifying the ACs sooner if I don't fully understand them, so we can kind of move on.
Yep. Yeah, so as a continuation to that, I think, and Reda also mentioned it a few minutes ago, that it was during the office hours that he truly understood what the ACs really meant. So I think probably adjusting our time a little bit might help. Probably if we had the office hours on Wednesday or Tuesday, maybe you would have got the information you needed to deliver on your AC much earlier than on Thursday we had it. And then maybe we could have finished earlier than now, and then we could have merged our branches to the main branch in time for the demo. So I think probably time management could adjust a little bit. The developers, the mentors, with the office hours, with the code reviews and everything. And then it will work out. Now that we are beginning to like blend into the project very well. I think that might help. All right, go for.
These were the first couple of weeks and we're just getting started and used to each other. And the code review from the Collabs was great for the first time. But there are some ways it can be improved, and let's try and do better next week. And about what Shamaka said for time management, when doing code reviews, I remembered this very great tip I read a time ago, that you should try to make the code review cycles. If you do some thorough testing by yourself, then you save a lot of time when asking for a code review. So I'll say an example: when you code something, when you are in a company, then you code something, you ask for a code review from somebody. They might take 5 hours and tell you that something's wrong. So you waited for 5 hours, then you fix it, then they code review, then it moves on to quality assurance, and all this back and forth, it takes more time. So if you spend 15 more minutes, for example, in the beginning and do a more careful code review, it saves a lot of time. Of course, I've learned this because I'm also guilty of this, to be finished with the code and be tired and say, okay, it's ready for a code review. And then somebody sees a very basic mistake. And but it's just something that I think it's a very useful tip. And of course, I'm glad that here at the Collab Lab, we can see some things that are not super great because we can talk about them. So I like that we don't do things perfectly.
All right, thank you, Golfo. Jimena.
Yeah, I think we had a mind transmission with Golfo. So code review could have been done better on my part, as I only focused on seeing if the acceptance criterion was met.
Yep. All right, Reda, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. As you and Golfo said, and Jimena said, is first of all, like one thing that could done better in for our pair, me and Toby, was to deliver our work earlier, and for time management to be better, because we didn't really give time to our pairs or mentors to review it before Sunday, and we pushed their time. Also, we weren't able to merge our PR before, like it still didn't merge until now. That can be improved, and I guess the code review also can be improved. Yeah, we maybe when I when I saw like what Golfo like left, the comment she left for my PR, it was great. I hope I can do like her in the next code reviews. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, so we are hoping that the coming weeks we'll do better. Yeah, so that's it. We'll go over to the issues now. Elite?
Okay, I share my screen. As a user, I want to join an existing shopping list so I can share a shopping list with another person. In this issue, token can be shared with other users to allow them to co-manage a given list. Joining an existing list consists of the following. First, user enter an access token, then save the token to local storage, show user the access list. Accept the criteria. When the user doesn't already have a token in local storage on the onboarding home screen, a simple form is displayed that allows the user to enter a token. Entering the token and hitting submit saves the token to local storage, giving them joint control of the list. On submit, show an error if token doesn't exist. If they get an error message, allow them to try again or create a new list. As of this story, the welcome home screen will features complete as reflect this wireframe. Home screen is shown like that. Create new list is already done. You write new feature like this, share token. You write in this token list, and this bottom join an Excel list. When you click, you search in Firebase and then retrieve list of item. Eventually, list look like the following. This is list wireframe, and you don't want to add new feature details and delete feature. You don't do this. Only list of items of item. It is good for your team to look at the wireframe now, but be sure not to try implement all of the visual functionality at once. There will be feature stories to add all of those features. For this story, it's sufficient just to get a simple list of the items displaying. Have you any questions?
I'm sorry, but this issue is already what me and Toby worked on last week. So actually, you need to go to issue 6, I believe.
Is it, Reba? I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 and 6.
Fine.
Yeah, because we worked on 4. Yeah,
Ah, okay. He was reading 4.
but it's not it's not closed yet. So
Yeah,
it's
right.
still there.
Okay. I changed. I'm confused. For access reason, use label tag for the share token fields. You can assume that user will only be sharing the token if the list has actual item on it. So let's say I create a new shopping list, but never add any items to it and haven't saved that particular token to Firestore. We can assume that this doesn't exist. If you would like to, you can save the token Firestore immediately when creating a list, and then the user will be able to share an empty list. See issue 5.
Why does it say see issue 5 if that's issue 5?
I don't know. If you would like to save Firestore immediately, creating an empty user will be able to share an empty list. Issue 4, I checked. If you would like to consider to confirm the critical list, and then user will be able to share an empty list. Issue 4, issue 3, maybe. I checked another. Issue 4, issue 5. I don't know why.
Maybe that's just
I
that
think
it's
they were
wrong
referring
there.
to issue 3 actually. It was issue
Yeah.
3 that
Issue 3.
saved token to local storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is what they were referring to. It was a mistake.
Okay.
In the issue, you write this feature and show an existing list, and one click, you retrieve list from Firebase and show list. Have you any question?
No.
Okay, I change issue 6. As a user, I want to be alerts when I am entering an item that is the same as something already on my list, so I can avoid duplicate items. Except the criteria, show an error message if the user tries to submit a new item that has the exact same name as an existing item. Show an error message if the user tries to submit a new item that has the same name as an existing item where composition has been normalized and functions has been removed. Okay. The user origin input should be what gets set in the database. The user's original input should be what gets Can you have a question with this issue?
Yeah, I have a question. So this means that whatever, if for example, if I enter bread and with capital letters, and then I enter bread with no capital letters, it should be an error because bread is already there regardless. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what does it mean that the user's original input should be what gets saved in the database? What other thing can be saved? This I don't understand.
The user's original input should be what gets saved in database. Should be what gets saved.
Yeah, I think it means the first, like if you wrote bread first with capital letter and then it gets added, you can see it on your list items, and then you come back to add item and then write bread with small letter. So the original one, which is with the one with capital letter, that's what gets saved. Of course, it's already saved in database. So the bread, this bread with small letter shouldn't even pass across the form. You should just like reject, show an error message and reject it there and then. You won't even make an call to the database. Yeah.
Sorry, and I think it also means because it says that show a message if the user tries to submit a new item that has the same name, where capitalization has been normalized and punctuation has been removed, that if you add something with punctuation, it doesn't remove the punctuation when you add it. So I think it just tries to clear this.
Okay.
So if I try to add some punctuation, it won't be removed. Like an exclamation mark will be bread with exclamation mark will be added.
Yes. But from what I understand, if you add bread with exclamation mark and then you just add bread, no, I'm not 100% sure. It wouldn't accept the second bread. That's what I understand.
Okay. Yeah. All right. This is challenging for me. If I can have it, I don't have no idea. I can cry.
Who want to be assigned this issue?
I would like to have it if everyone agrees. Otherwise, as always, I can adapt.
I don't have any. I agree with that. I think DB and Toby didn't choose last time, so they.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe
so
you
I don't
can
know,
choose, guys.
So maybe I mean, if they have any, if they want some specific issue, I don't know. But if you want to take it, I am totally like fine with it.
Yeah, I have no preference, so go with whichever.
Okay. Who volunteer? Shimon, I write.
So that would be Yimena
Your
and
name.
Toby. Yimena and Toby for this
Yeah,
issue
me and
now.
Toby. Don't hate me, Toby.
Ulua. Yeah, that's it. And then Radia and Debbie for the other issue.
Okay. And Reda. Reda and Debbie. Okay. Issues now. 2 issues this week.
All right, thank you so much, Elite. As always, we are on Slack. We are there for you. We are rooting for you. We are rooting for you to succeed in this your endeavor. We are rooting for you 100%. So just any single little confusion, you guys should disturb us on Slack. We're always there. Okay. So I'm really sorry for we took way above our normal time because of the little issue we have. We will try to keep it to we'll try to keep it to 1 hour next time. So thank you guys. See you on Slack. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you.
See you all.